Thank you for calling Junction Monster. This is Gigi. How may I help you?
Hey, Jeannie, my name is Jarrett Miller. Hey, I work with, really quick, I do junk removal. I have a junk removal company in New Orleans, pretty decent size. I work with junk removal companies across the country, and I have one right now in Port St. Lucie. I've been working with St. Lucie Junk Removal for a while. I think they're one of your competitors. And it just really hasn't been working out. So I was looking to see if you guys wanted to try a couple of free referrals or free leads over the next week or two to see if it's something. It seems like you've got lots of reviews. It looks like you do a really good job, and you show up well on maps. You still there? Okay, got hung up on. Alrighty. So we got hung up on. No big deal. So we're gonna go down the list, right? Welcome. Junk Trust, right? Let's see. Copy him. Make sure I got the right number. Nobody likes getting hung up on, so I mean, it is what it is, but you just kind of go with the flow, right? So we're gonna go ahead and call this other company, Control C. All right, begin call.
Hello, this is Justin. How can I help you?
Hey, Justin, is this Junk Trust?
Yes, it is.
Hey, look, man, I'm sorry to bother you. My name's actually Jarrett. I run a junk removal company in Louisiana, and I've been doing that for about 3 years. And I've been working with a couple companies across the United States. I'm not trying to sell you anything or anything like that, but look, I've been working with St. Lucie Junk Removal for like the last year or so, and things really kind of haven't been working out. I've been sending them leads, things like that. It's just kind of like a mom and pop type of business. And I just been honestly just kind of twiddling my thumbs and just kind of playing around with it, but they've been kind of running me around the ringer. I see that you kind of rank pretty well. You got 36 reviews. It seems like all 5 stars. So it looks like you do a good job. What I'm looking for is maybe to send you a couple referrals over the next couple weeks just to kind of see if it's something that you could take on, a couple extra jobs, and then maybe if it's something that you need help growing your company or something like that. I've done a lot of, I'm not really in junk removal anymore. I used to be pretty big before COVID hit, and then of course the market blew up. But I still have some assets across the country, you know, a couple directory sites and a couple different websites across the country. And so I do have one in Port St. Lucie that generates calls. And like we just had a call today for a job, and just everything about it's pretty unprofessional. The way he handles the phone calls, the way he books the phone calls, the way he asks for money. And I'm just kind of fed up with it at this point. So I'm kind of looking for somebody to work with that wants to, land a couple more jobs a week. I'm not sure if that's you. I'm not like Angie's List. I only work with one person exclusively. And so I kind of went down the list. Junk Monster hung up on me, which is no big deal. And so you were the next in line. So I'm giving you a shout and just seeing if that's something. Yeah, I kind of gave him the same pitch I was giving you and saying, hey, look, it looks like you got 112 reviews, and I got the hang up, which is no big deal. I mean, it is what it is. I hang up on Angie's List and stuff too, but because you get so many calls of these a day, but like even today, I don't even mind sending you a couple of the call he got a few minutes ago, about a 5-minute phone call for some, on curbside pickup and things like that. But I'm not sure if that would be interesting to you or not. but I'd love to, talk to you more about it. I know you're probably busy right now, but I could send you like one of the phone calls we did earlier today that he's going to go close that job.
Sure.
But
Let me ask you this, Jared. How
yeah.
is, well, one thing is, I'll try everything once, so to speak. It's, you can't knock until you try it. So, I mean, obviously, if it's advantageous for us and we can, help grow our business at the same time, serve your customers and your clients and that need. So it's a win-win, right?
Yeah.
How exactly do you have, like you said, you have a couple directors. How are you generating those calls?
So, I used to be a contractor before I got into junk removal. Really right around 2020 is when I started kind of learning the marketing side because I got tired of paying Angie's List for leads as a contractor. And so I was like, well, I'm going to figure this stuff out by myself, right? And so I started doing that. I paid tens of thousands of dollars to kind of learn SEO and website design and lead generation. So honestly, most of the things that I generate are organic leads. And so that means somebody searching for something, whether it's junk removal, whether it's estate cleanouts, concrete services, things like that. And so what I do is I just kind of look for markets. I'll build out like campaigns and things like that, slap a phone number on it, whether it's a directory, whether it's a website, whether it's a Facebook page. And I just get them to rank well in Google. And then I just partner with somebody that needs extra phone calls. And that's the kind of way I joined, did my junk removal business. Like I have a junk removal business in the New Orleans area that I grew from absolutely nothing to now we have, we're number one in 3 big cities across New Orleans and Slidell and Metairie. And so it's kind of the same tactic. I just go into a market and help either customers build. So I'm not really like an SEO guy, even though I do SEO. I'm not really a website guy, even though I build websites. I'll do all those things, but honestly, I just really focus on helping businesses grow, whether it's from, hey, I'm an established business, or I've got a junk removal guy in Lafayette who got his first customer from me. So I have some customers that rely 100% on me versus like some people rely 100% on Google Ads. We focus a little bit more on organic traffic because it doesn't cost us obviously a ton of money. And obviously it saves our clients money in the long run, because if you're spending $1,000 a month and you have to spend $500 of that on ads, and then the other 500 goes to, somebody else, and then they split those leads up, you're going to kind of get in watered down leads and referrals, versus what we do is we send phone calls directly to your phone. So your phone rings, on the other end is a client, and he's like, hey, I need this picked up. You set the appointment, you set the price, and that's it. And we just track everything. Most of my clients, honestly, it's Justin, right?
Yeah.
Most of my clients, honestly, after a while, we pay flat rates just because I know niche specific junk removal kind of slows down. I know in the South, it's not as bad. But, I know February is usually our worst month. We usually stay busy during January and December. I don't know why, but February is usually our kind of slower month. But, it starts picking up in March, especially, I guess, same thing with you in Florida. It's not as cold. There's no snow on the ground. So a lot of my clients, we just kind of figure like what the happy medium is, right? Like I know Angie's List, you can buy a lead from $25 to, if it's an estate clean out, it might be a $70 lead. And regardless of whether you get to quote it or not, they're going to charge you money. What I like to do is usually find an average once we come to a trust where I trust you and you trust me. And we say, okay, cool. Let's figure out what's coming out of pocket per month. Whether it's $500 a month, whether it's $1,000 a month. It really just depends on how much money I can make you. If I can generate an extra 30 jobs a month for you at $500 a job, that's $15,000 a month, minus your profit margin. And then you kind of look at it like that and see how much more money I'm making you moving forward, So that's kind of how it works. And usually I like to kind of prove myself in advance. And, you know, to be perfectly honest, Justin, like I had this person, I know this person that I was working with, and I kind of let it lax, and I haven't been honestly working really hard on it, but they haven't really been paying me. They've been landing jobs and they haven't been sending me any kind of money. And so I just kind of, I'm at, you know, refocusing in January, and I'm like, you know what, I'm just going to get on the phone and try to find somebody else. So I can increase the amount of leads and increase the amount of stuff. More than likely, it would just be a couple jobs here and there. And you can take them, and then we can focus on growing in different areas if you cover more than one specific area. Like if you wanted to go to Vero Beach or Stewart or anything like that. I'm not sure how big of an area you cover, but
Understood. So let me just understand. I got what you just said there. As far as the landing, are you basically have like a not like a front, but it's basically being redirected. Like the directory, it's almost like an Angie list. Like you Google junk and Angie Leads comes up, and then you're trying to rank high. It's like,
yeah, I'm really good at ranking websites and things like that. And so that's how we generate the organic listings. So instead of like paying for ads, I usually spend my own time and my own dollar, right? To build these websites, to build the Facebook pages, to build the landing pages, to do all this. And I fund it myself. And then I just find somebody to work with. And then the reason this works really well on my end is because I have customers for 3, 4, 5 years, because, you know, the money keeps coming in, right? So as long as you're making money, I'm making money, everybody's kind of happy. Your phone's ringing, you're getting customers. Every now and again, you might get the same customer, right? You might get a customer that calls, you know, one of mine, and then the next thing you know, they call in one of yours. That happens sometimes. And then if you know it, you could just know their price shop and lower your price on one or the other, and usually kind of land that job. So all kind of different tactics that we use just to generate leads and referrals. Like I said, I've spent, you know, probably close to $20,000 learning how to do all of this. And I know business owners are out there, because I used to be on the truck too. They're out there busy, and they don't have time necessarily to focus on ranking their websites. And then they go to one of these people in the groups, and they do a shitty job. And, you know, I've been there, so I know that, you know.
So what is the name in this geographic, in this area? What is the name of yours?
Let me see. I think it's Sergo. Hold on, no, that's wrong. It's Lucy Brothers. Lucy Brothers Junk Removal. You know, so like, you know, I was always thinking about starting another LLC out there. Just didn't get around to it. I kind of got, you know, once a year or two ago, when the marketers and everybody kind of saturated the market, I kind of backed off a little bit. But again, it's a project I probably spent 2 years on over the last 2-3 years. I just don't want to throw it away. You know, so if it's something that you'd be interested in, like I said, I'm not sure how you generate your leads now. Is it all organic?
We do a little bit of, we dabble, and you know, I'm just now actually starting to put money into marketing. I really, beginning, it was just referrals and yard signs and just basically shaking trees. That's pretty much it. I mean, we do Angie's List sometimes.
Okay.
I do local service ads. I have print media.
Local service ads usually does pretty well. I'm not a big fan of Angie's List, just because they sell a lead multiple times because of the overhead.
They're garbage.
Yeah.
But I mean, I've gotten a few jobs that have been repeat customers and high paying jobs off of it. So, I mean, you gotta look at the big picture. But yeah, I mean, everyone knows what they are. So, I mean, that's not
just the way it is.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, I'm interested. I'm definitely something that we could definitely take on some more jobs. I really do focus. I try to stay away from anything. Our bread and butter is like the real estate, like estate cleanouts. I'm a realtor as well, so I get a lot of referrals from other realtors, and so that's our bread and butter. If we really try to get into, like, you know, the eviction or the hoarders or that type of thing,
Yeah, bigger
Um,
jobs, bigger payouts. Yeah.
yeah, I mean the single items you already know, and then they're price shopping, and then going on Angie's or Yelp and all that, and it just becomes it's not even worth your time and energy to do that. And I stay away from a lot of the commercial and like the construction. I mean, I do it for certain people. We just did one this morning, but I really want to focus on like the real estate stuff.
Like
The
office
guys.
cleanouts and things like that. I've seen an increase in that across the board just because I guess more people are working from home, and next thing you know, you're cleaning out massive buildings with cubicles and stuff.
Yeah, and we've done a few of those. So that's my bread and butter. That's what we focus on. But I'm always, I'm definitely willing to take a look at it. And if you're willing to do a little trial period, we can kind of. I like the idea that I don't know if you use a Google Voice number or whatever tracking system you use, but it's. I like transparency. So if you're able to see, and then we can actually listen to a call, like that's what I do on my print media stuff. So like we have, and on my yard signs, is I make sure to listen to those calls, see where we could do better, and then also see review and see what kind of calls I'm getting from those mediums. So it's one of those things where I like that transparency, and obviously if it's going to work for me, it'll work for you. So it's got to work on both sides. So
Yeah, and I mean, there's no point in paying me if you're not making any money, right? And so, it's kind of like a sliver to deliver. If I can make $1,000, but at the end of the day you get to put 10 or 15 into your pocket per month, then it's a win-win, right?
Yeah, I would think that would be a no-brainer. I mean, someone would be dumb not to do that, take that advantage.
So like what I'll do is, this your cell phone number? This number I called you on?
I don't know which one you're calling me on.
The 772-301?
Yep, that's it.
So what I'll do is I'm gonna send you just a little audio file. This one came in 30 minutes ago. It's about a 5-minute call. If you get a chance, you could take a look at it. But what I'll do is I'll go ahead and just forward some of those calls directly to you, and you'll know they come from me. It'll be the customer's phone number, but you'll hear a little whisper message saying, lead from Jared or something, or junk lead, when you answer the phone. They don't hear it on the other end. And
it's like a Google ad.
Yeah, they give you the little whisper message, same type of thing, and but it's not going to anybody else. And I can check back with you next week or the week after or whatever, or if you have any questions. And like I said, I do websites. I'm not sure if how you're ranking. I haven't looked at any of that stuff, but if that's something that you're interested in as well, I can always look at that for you, and just kind of give you an idea of how you kind of can get. I mean, Google Maps is probably your best bet for this service type of industry. The only thing I see personally, knowing this junk removal business, is having a website that does pretty well on like your first page 1, 2, or 3, or specifically for like foreclosures, where you show up number 1 for that, and like real estate evictions. You'll get a lot more out of state, because a lot of these project companies, they're not looking at Google Maps. They're looking at the websites, and they're looking for the people that can do exactly what they're looking to do, like clean out a building. And a lot of that will come from, having a website show up at the top, things like that. But I'm not here to pitch you that, but just in case you ever thought about it, or if you wanted to talk about it, like I said, I kind of do this for a living. I help businesses. I even teach some of this stuff. I teach people how to do this stuff too. So it's my whole world at this point.
Well, it might be a match made in heaven. We never know. We may become best buds. Who knows?
Yeah, I've got friends in Florida, in Port St. Lucie, some concrete guys that I've been helping since I'm from Louisiana originally. I got some concrete guys for 5 years. I've been helping.
You're not an LSU fan, are you?
I am. Are you an Alabama fan?
No, but I'm a Florida State graduate.
Oh, Florida State's fine. I'm okay with Florida State. Florida, I'm not a big fan of. Florida State is fine. I'm okay with the Seminoles. Florida, on the other hand, the Gators, I am not a fan of.
There you go. Well, we got some common there.
Florida State, it's okay with me.
Florida, I mean, obviously my team won, but yeah, I didn't have any ill will against LSU. It was it was two good matchups. I felt like it was two good games, at least the outcomes. And but you know, our season didn't end too well. But regardless of that point, that's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
Quick question for you, Jared. What's the name of the company that you have hands on, feet on the ground in Louisiana? What's your junk removal company?
It is. Well, it's technically called Junk Jockeys is the LLC. But if you look up Metairie Junk Removal, Slidell Junk Removal, Corey's Junk Removal, all three of those are my companies, DBAs.
So are you actually you have equipment on the road? Or
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So actually, in July of this year, me and my wife were supposed to move. I moved. Her job didn't let her move. I moved up to Northwest Arkansas. And I turned my business over to the guy that was working for me. So I just claim 20% of revenue. So he runs the entirety of the business. I just collect 20% revenue because I was at the point where I wasn't on the road anymore anyway. And so leaving out of state, I didn't want the responsibility of, oh, this truck's broken, those types of calls. So I was like, I made a deal with a buddy of mine. I was like, you can have basically this company. I will keep the leads coming in, the referrals coming in, because that's what I was doing anyway. And I had people just working for me. And I never really went on the truck, maybe once a month or something like that. I'll be heading back there in June because my wife's job didn't work out. But yeah, so we own, like I said, pretty much it's all one company, but we cover Slidell, Louisiana, Metairie, Louisiana, New Orleans, Louisiana. And, we're competing against Junk King and 1-800-GOT-JUNK and J-Dogs. But, we rank, high for everything. And if you ever want to see that, I could probably, show you a screencast or something like that. Just, because most junk removal companies, when you hire people, they kind of build your websites, really kind of focus on the generic stuff, right? The appliance removal and things like that, where, of course, when I fool with things like that, I go into that as well. But I look into it like, I want to rank for everything. I want to rank for if the small business gets a lot of pallets and the next thing you know, they have 45 pallets in the back of their building. I want to be number one for pallet removal, right? Where Junk King might focus just a little bit, like one little page, or cardboard removal. You can't believe how many jobs we get for like businesses that have lots of deliveries but don't have a baler. And so, we'll go out there once a month and empty the back of their stuff for cardboard, or like you said, estate cleanouts. And, that's really where your money's at. And so showing up number one for that is more important than showing up for scrap metal pickup, because then you got the person calling and asking if you pick up scrap metal for free.
That makes sense. And that goes to building out the landing pages and all that. I mean, I'm not an idiot when it comes to it, but I am a pretty novice. So it's we all make excuses why we can't do something or spend more time on something else. But it's the days just aren't long enough sometimes. It feels like.
Yeah, and then I don't know about you. I got 4 kids, and like I said, I'm kind of single parenting it right now. So like my days are crazy. Yeah, it's nuts. Well, I mean, it was really nice to talk to you, Justin. What I'll do is I'll set that phone number up for you, and I'm gonna send you that text when we hang up. It'll come from my 504 number, so that'll be me. That's my personal cell phone number. I'm gonna send it to you, and if you should be able to just listen to it. It's like a little 5-minute phone call earlier from today, just kind of show you, and I'll send you maybe 1 or 2 more, but I'll shoot you over those phone numbers, and we'll see how it goes. And whatever job you land, you don't owe me anything or anything. Don't worry about that. And I'm looking more for like long-term relationships, not quick money or anything like that. I want to see somebody's business grow from the ground up.
Well, I mean, realistically, I'm happy you called. I mean, the proof of concept is I think what you're stressing there. So if we can, you can show me that what you're saying is what's going to happen. I mean, I would be a fool not to take the opportunity, especially, I think the margins will work as far as the lead generation. But let's turn it on. Let's take a look, and then obviously you have the transparency where you can listen to the call, so you can see how we're interacting with the potential clients, and then we can kind of evaluate and go from there.
Okay, sounds good, Justin. I'll do that. It was good talking to you, man. Have a great day.
Yeah, you as well. Just send me your when you text me. I know it's Jared. Just send me your contact information, or that'd be awesome. Like email, and that would be great.
Okay, not a problem. I sure will.
No problem, buddy.
All right, bye-bye.
Talk to you soon. Bye bye.
There you go.